Here we are, and I'm live. Okay, microphone is working this time around. I did not check before. Again, this is a common occurrence, but this time it went well. So, we made it to Friday. Yay. I've been crawling along this week. It's not been nice. And also I just noticed I forgot to turn on the music. Let's see. And let's hope that this time around the music is not upstaging me again. But I cannot promise anything, so. Alright, what we're doing today. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Fanart. I did kind of start this a while back. I started it on the iPad in Procreate, but I don't know, I'm still having a bit of trouble. Trouble is a big word for what I'm having with Procreate, mostly because brush organization in a program is driving me nuts. And I kind of decided, how about I export it to my PC and I'm just going to continue with this painting in Clip Studio. So here we are. And the moment I opened it in Clip Studio, I noticed things like there's, let me make it a little bit smaller. There's so much see-through stuff here. That was not visible in Procreate, and I'm wondering why that is. Because technically, once you put a brush down and it makes a mark, you've got pixels, and those pixels are recorded. And I'm not sure why that thing is happening to Mutt there. Have I not fed him enough? Is my question here. So, other than that, this file, or well, this canvas is a bit of a mess at the moment. Let me dial this back. At first, we had a sketch. It took me a while with the composition of the sketch and such, so, but that's fine. Then I colored the sketch in, as in, first I made the literal sketch in the color, and then I put some base colors down, and base colors down, and base colors down, and then I had some multiply and overlay layers until I had something where I'm like, okay, I can work with that in terms of values. And then, oh yeah, that was not fun. And then I started painting, and as you can see, I did quite a lot already. With the wall of rocks back here, it was kind of important that they were the background, so the whole willow thing here has been kind of overshadowed, and I just decided that's fine, I will just, put that on top of everything, so it's okay. But yeah, okay, that one was an attempt to render the floor there, the dirt. I did not like it with the color selection, and I don't know, selecting colors from the canvas through Procreate is not a lot of fun. Let's just get rid of this layer in general. Hey BP, how you doing? Hope it's just a routine check at the doctor's office. So yeah, the file's a bit of a mess still. And I'm like a bit torn. Sweeties, we're not hissing at each other, please. Okay, yeah. Just fed the kitties, so they're probably still a bit in a food-motivated competition or something. But yeah, I am torn if I will just keep it as is and then go from there, or if I'll just try a restart with the entire painting, like basically make all of that not there. Just my quarterly checkup. Okay. So yeah, I'm torn. Let's continue with a new layer. Kitties are a bit unhappy that I closed the balcony door. But the thing is that there is somebody with some kind of machinery out there doing stuff, and I'm 90% sure this would show or be audible on stream, so I kind of had to get out or shout it out. So, but yeah, Procreate color picking is so imprecise. It's actually driving me nuts a bit sometimes, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep using the program for painting. Might just be a sketch program and I paid money for that. I'm not sure if you could see him just zooming past. Yeah, I know. Long boy. Okay, he is not listening to Long Boy, despite him being a very long boy, as I saw again today. Okay, we need something larger here. How about you? Yeah. So I'm thinking. We might just overpaint this entire thing, have more of a gradient here, and take the green and have it go up a bit more. Yeah, I also attempted to put some texture in here, so I used some other brushes from Procreate and just dab them here or there. But I don't know. There's something about the program where I'm like, you're not reacting right. And I'm not sure if I got duped again by the Apple people, thinking that it is like the gold standard or something, just because they have not tried proper programs in a while. Although I gotta say, I'm kind of missing painting in Photoshop, and I think I talked about that in last week's stream, now that I'm speaking out loud about it. Unfortunately, I'm getting such jittery lines in there these days that it's not really possible to paint there without getting frustrated. Okay, I think generally this looks a lot better. However, we still have a bit of a problem in that the shapes look a bit too uniform. Like we have one big, well, it's not a square, rectangle there, another one here, and then another one here. And they're kind of roughly the same size, so we need to mix that one up a bit more. So I'm thinking how to go about this. Maybe we should just do it like this. Alright, and then we can extend this one a little bit more. And put another one there. That is a bit outside of the entire thing. And this is how you break up shapes. Yeah, so the goal for today is actually just getting like the entire far riverbank back there painted. And then we'll see how much progress I'll make on my own time next week. And if not, we will just continue on next week's stream of this one. And if you wonder where the game streams are, don't you worry, I wonder about that too. But I kind of feel like painting live these days, so we're just going with the flow. Like, I feel I have so much art stuff to do and so little energy to do it during the week. And then Friday comes around and I feel bad because I still haven't done anything. So here I am doing things. I'm feeling less bad because of it. Just dulling this one a bit more. Putting a bit more of it in here so it doesn't come just out of nowhere over on the other side. So I'm going to paint over both these trees now. I still have the original sketch, which let's just put that on multiply for a second here. So hopefully I won't forget about them. Okay, now I need to pay attention that we do not have 3 different shapes, like this one, and this one, because then they will be the same size once more. It's just... Oh, wait. Forgot I painted over there. Whoops. Just pull this one a bit further down. And maybe have the green appear again here. That's one of it. One like this, so yeah. I mean, the entire shape will be broken up again a bit by the trees that will be here. So I think it will be fine, but still we'll make sure everything's looking good. That's just sample colors we've had before. That might actually be generally a better idea than just going color picking around your own painting. Now that I'm thinking about it. No. This one is loud. Time to talk to the doctor. Pressing thumbs that the news are all good. Oh, thank you. I'm doing my best with this background. It's also a bit less loud for me here. So yeah, for shapes, I think that works. Generally, I don't need it to be all that dark anyway back there, since the entire thing will be like very brightly lit to make some contrast to the foreground, which is more in shadow. Let's see. Oh, the texture is a bit strong there. You're a bit too opaque. Okay, now mixing. Mixer brushes are likely going to make this look a bit too soft when those are more ragged edges to begin with. Let's just get started for now. Let's see where everything is taking us. So I'm thinking this one might be a bit too spray painty unless you actually press hard. Let's see, let's just go with, you're the right one, you're the right one. Let's just go with trusty old blocking brush. Although I'm a bit concerned that this one might turn out a bit too soft depending on how much I'm blending and how large I'm making it. Backgrounds are hard. Painting rocks is hard. There was a time when I really liked painting rocks. That time has passed. Arno is now sleeping in front of the balcony door, and it is the cutest thing. And I fear that if I move too much, because I'm wondering where I put my phone, but if I move too much, as in move this camera, there is a chance he will jump up because he thinks it's time for more food. So also apparently I've run out of yapping topics because I'm a bit on the quiet side right now. Literally everything I can think of is I am so glad I'm getting closer and closer to my vacation. And by vacation I mean it's a staycation. It's I'm not going anywhere this time. Just staying home, relaxing. Yeah, this week I had first one occurrence where I frantically tried to remember the name of the third month in the year, as in March. I could not get to March, or well, März for the German version one. And yeah. It is so vacation time. Then the other thing, that happened is that I kind of forgot that March did not end last Sunday. Usually I upload a new video on the first Monday, or at least that is the goal, to upload a new video on the first Monday of a month. And last weekend I was stressing because I thought I still needed to get a video done. But I had so much else going on and I couldn't do it. I was struggling with the script still at that point. I was so defeated, thinking like maybe I'm not made to make YouTube videos. And then I noticed now the first Monday of April is in 3 days. That is 5, 6, and 7. Monday 7, the 7th of April. When I tell you, I was so relieved. I don't know. I've honestly also haven't used my planner a whole lot lately. I've just fallen off the bandwagon again. And when that happens, I fall off hard. further forward. So otherwise there would have been like a tangent here, and then this line would have continued. Oh, let me grab another color. There. Like this line would have continued despite there being different surfaces here, so maybe more like this. Hello Razor and Tom, how you doing? And thank you. Still trying to get these rocks into proper shapes so they look like actual rocks and not color vomit or something. And then also look like the right type of rocks, because there's a should technically be sandstone, yeah. I'm breaking this one up here. That one was not working out shape-wise. Yeah, that looks better. Thank you. I mean, if you like what you're seeing, you feel free to follow, which is as much of a call to action as I'll do, because I'm bad at those, generally. Which is why I never grew much of a following, I guess. So, what are you doing this fine Friday? Other than watching my stream, I guess. Because you're here. got some proper value separation there as well. Good. Well, if you find any that don't have any other plans for today, feel free. Yeah, sure, feel free. If I wanted proper peace and quiet while working or something, I wouldn't be streaming. Although I have got to say that streaming while working on something really helps with the concentration on it. Otherwise I would be flip-flopping between so many other things the entire time. Just double checking on Arno sleeping by the balcony door. So, just making sure he's not up to mischief, basically. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it if they don't join. Welcome back, PP. And hey, Doctor not yelling at you is a good thing. Did the doctor say anything positive too? Like, explicitly positive. So, I think that is enough fiddling with the shadowy area there. Yeah, blood pressure is good and everything else too. And fit to travel, that sounds awesome. Just keep that up till next year. Oh well, technically earlier when you're closer to these parts, but otherwise, you know, next year. Big travel plans. I'm a bit up on my capacity with service at the moment on Discord. I don't like to just join service and then not have the mental capacity for them, so yeah, I'm a bit at capacity. Too many people, too little time. True, I do own you a proper donor. But hey, I'm already going through all the donor places we have here just to make sure we can get the best one at the time, so yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit at capacity with Discord service at the moment. I really only join new ones when I know I have the time to interact with people there. And right now, I just don't. Yes, dinner kebab for research purposes. And I think I found my favorite one yet. So I still have 2 I need to go through, so no, it doesn't really have to do with shyness. It's just I'm in such an exhausted state at the moment that I just don't have the mental capacity to really get to really interact with new people. I don't feel just bad if I join somewhere and then just lurk, so. It's just been a very energy deficient months for a while now. But the staycation is near. It's 3 more weeks. I think 12 more alarms in the mornings, and then I can finally sleep in for a week. Yeah, I've been doing a lot more game streams lately just because I couldn't really get my brain in order to do some art live. And then I started feeling bad because I have so much art to do, and well, I haven't done a lot. So I just kind of figured let's just go back to game streams, not game streams, art streams, despite still being in the middle of a game. 12 more lunch breaks, yes. And then I start drawing. I mean, there were the usual toddler scribbles and stuff, but I think it was when I was around 12 that I actually concentrated on drawing and really wanted to do it. Although, personally speaking, or generally speaking, I did not really make proper progress until I was out of high school. I think, I want to say I really started getting better shortly before I started my webcomic. And despite my complicated relationship with that webcomic, I certainly learned a lot from it, and especially in terms of gesture drawing, composition, that stuff. I learned a lot there. So despite the complicated relationship I have with it nowadays, because I'm not sure what to think about that comic anymore. It's not that I think it was bad, but I went through so much to get it finished and then felt like I shouldn't have bothered. But hey, I finished it. That's done now. Didn't get good until like 9 years. Yeah, honestly, when I think about my earlier drawings, specifically middle school and high school, I did not have much of a grasp of stuff. I'm not opposed to scarves, but also I usually don't really opt to wearing some. If anything, I'm more like get a huge blanket and just vanish in it. Blankets are nice. But also, I generally don't feel cold all that much. No, we're falling into the trap of free same-sized shapes again. Let's break this one up here. I had a scarf in every one of my OCs. Yeah, I mean, no, none of my OCs have scarves. Although one does have, like, a bit of a hood, I guess. Do I have her here? Yes. That's there. It's kinda like a scarf. Not quite like one, though. Also, wow, you can use the sub view to just show your Cs the entire time. But yeah, I do have them just saved in my sub view, because I draw them a lot more recently again. And by recently, I mean within the past year or two. Winter doesn't exist in my country? Oh. That's sad. I like winter. Well, let me rephrase that. I like winter and I like the snow. And I like the cold. I do not like that it is so dark during winter. And by now I am also kind of done with the cold. I wish we didn't have temperatures below freezing anymore. So I could finally put my balcony in proper order. But alas, anything I would be putting on there right now would freeze to death. So, yeah. We still have temperatures below freezing during the night, which is not fun. Hello, sweetie. You okay? Yeah. My cat Arno would very much like to go outside, but some people were using some machinery in their gardens, and that probably would show up on the audio levels on stream. So I decided let's close the balcony. Nothing but summer and inferno for seasons. See, I live in Germany. We still have seasons, although winter is kind of on the out recently. As in generally on the out, I don't know if you can actually call winter's winter anymore, and not just dark autumn and then not much of a spring either. Because we haven't had proper snow the entire winter, and that makes me sad. Snow is like the definitely best thing about winter. So does that look sufficiently like vegetation on there? Yeah. It's the background. I need to remind myself that this is still the background. Okay, it's not affected by the heat. No sun and wind is still confuses you. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you kind of grew up with just light from above the entire time, it is so weird when there's no light from above at some times. Right, yeah, I'd wager your parents are still affected by the heat. They may just not show it that much. Because they're sort of used to it if they've been in that place for a longer time. Although I have actually met people who really don't mind the heat. And they confuse me. I am convinced those people are hiding something. What's the heat in the summer? Heat in the summer? No, no. Heat in the summer is a big no-no. You're from Myanmar. Oh. Yeah, I heard about the earthquake, but quite honestly, I haven't looked into it too much. There's so much going on in the world at the moment, it's exhausting. Even if you're far away from a lot of it. And yeah, I'm not directly affected by a lot of bad things these days. She's always cold. Oh, it could be 35 Celsius on a sweater. VP, could it be that she's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Is she in menopause? She old enough for that? I don't know how old your brothers are, so. Wait, is she in menopause? Cause that could be a thing. Cause I've heard of women who just feel constantly cold during menopause, even if it is really, really hot outside. And I hope that whatever happens, I will not be one of them. She's nearly 50, but she's always been like that. Sweetie, no, we are not going into the oh no. We are not going into the bamboo. Say hello to Arno. He says hello back. Sweet boy. Are you being a menace again? Yes, you are a menace. Yeah, let me... Whoop! There's the camera staying, yes. See, BP is promising you ham again. Do you have something to say, like a thank you? Whoa, sorry for that. Yes. My menace. Okay. Off you go. So, that is going to be loading on. Maybe? Okay, no. Worked sort of well. Let's get that one back up. Now, where did I... There. Find the stylus again. It is a constant struggle to remember where the stylus is. Oi. Why are you doing this, really? That box did not do anything to you. No need to whip it. He definitely would like to go on the balcony. I'll have to see during break if there's still any noise outside. I can't hear anything right now, but right now everything is closed, so who knows? I mean, there is some pretty neat content on YouTube, even outside of YouTube Kids, which is appropriate for kids. It's just that none of the creators guarantee that it might be appropriate for kids. Which is fine. They just need to be open about that. I think I need to push this one a bit further out. Yeah, that looks better. And let's try to make this a bit more mossy again. Okay, I've got to say I'm surprised how quickly we got through the background. Maybe I really have no idea how long I need for my art these days. Because last week with the piece for Q, I was like, okay, maybe we get to finish Q, and then we finish the entire piece. It is wonderful how fast I am. Yeah, when I was young, I did have a neighbor that was 6 years older. Like, when I was young, we did not have any kind of YouTube. But I felt so much more mature because I saw all the things she did and then all the things my peers, like the people my own age, did, and I felt that they were so immature the entire time. And to this day, I do not know how that neighbor actually kept putting up with me. Because 6 years at that age is a big difference. And when I was her age, I really didn't want to deal with younger people all that much. But then, I'm not good with people in general, so I don't know. Maybe this is a me thing. How much of a nerd I am, I used it to learn code. Yeah, see, I also kind of had unrestricted access to the internet. As in, I could do on the internet whatever I wanted. I had a time limit every day. When we finally had internet in 2006? Was it 2006 or 2007? I think 2006. I gotta say though, being on the internet a lot, I also learned a lot more about English than school could ever teach me. Which is fine, I got the basics in school. They did help me a lot when I first started out exploring the internet outside of German websites. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot more outside of school. Now sometimes I wish I had tried to do the same with Russian, because I also had Russian in school. But also, I remember the time today where I was learning 3 languages in school: English, Russian and Spanish. And during Spanish classes, I always remembered the Russian vocabulary, and during Russian classes, I always remembered the English vocabulary. And during English lessons, I always remembered the German stuff. It is weird how the brain works sometimes. Do I know how to animate? I do know how to do it in concept. I don't do it a whole lot myself. The one thing I did animate was a trailer for my comic when I had a Kickstarter for it a while back. A long while back. Let me see if I can find that one. It is on my channel, so... Let's see. Oh yeah, I did not bother to make a proper thumbnail for it. So, can I? No, there's no replying, but yeah, this is the kind of animation I did once. So if anything, I do animate in 2D, because 3D is still kind of evading me, because I'm evading 3D. I'm technically supposed to learn Blender at some point. By supposed to, I just mean I want to learn it so I can keep backgrounds more consistent. But also, I've been trying to do that for three years now, maybe 4. So. Didn't say a long while back. Okay, I'm missing the context for that 1BP, I'm sorry. Might be my brain just moved on again. So I know somebody needs to tell me how we finished that background so fast. I've been struggling getting this to move forward any kind of way while I was having the file in Procreate. Like, please look at this. So let's clean up some edges here. No, I think that does not look right. So let's go back and see what the plants section can offer. There we go. Oh, have you tried the app on the iPad? There is something similar to ZBrush. No, I have not. I honestly haven't even thought about looking for 3D apps on the App Store. Like right now, I'm still just hoping that Procreate gets the fabled update at some point. So my brush library is finally usable. Otherwise, I might be a bit disappointed with the app on the whole. Sweetie? Oh, really easy. You want to make yourself known to the people? There we go. This is Elise. Check on your iPad and tell your name. Okay. Seeing as scared to tell my parents because I thought they were gonna be mad at me. My mom literally has that TikTok, so I'm more confident to tell her soon. Not yet, though. I mean, I don't know your parents, so I can't really give you any advice there. I know some people and their parents are really strict with that kind of stuff, and others are very open to everything, so yeah. Personally, I think if you're having fun and aren't doing anything dangerous. Oh, where you want to go, sweetie? There you get some more purse or not. Yeah, then it should be fine, but the internet is also full of weirdos and creeps, so definitely be careful. Lilies. Yeah, I'll put the comic away. Because I got mail the other day. It's a comic book. It's in, yeah, it's still in the plastic foil. Let's see if I can't open this. It's just, it has a really nice sticker at the back. And I was kind of scared to try and open it lest the sticker rips. Let's do that right now. Oops. Oh no, the sticker ripped a bit. And I'm sorry for all those sounds, but yeah. I got mail the other day. The latest anthology by Spider Forest. It's a webcomic collective. I used to be part of it. Technically, I'm still kind of part of it. I'm just more in a more retired position there. Yeah, they crowdfunded that one last year. And I finally got it this week. With a surprise package, because that's what Kickstarters are. Gifts for future people. Noon, it's 10:55 p.m. for me. Well, it is 6:30 for me. Whoa. Okay. But yeah, I used to be part of the Spider Force webcomic collective when I still had my webcomic and was actively working on it. But it has long since been finished, and I kind of felt weird staying in the collective after that, especially as an active member. But Yeah, if you ever want to read some webcomics, I do recommend them. Check them out. Yes, Arno? What can I do for my little boy? Eh? Oh, do you want some of those new treats I brought home today? Hmm? I mean, that is not much of a question. He always wants treats. Yes? Hmm? No. Well, okay, here's the deal. I'll finish painting the grass. Just the one on the far bank of the river, yes. Then I'll go and break, and then I'll give you some treats. I hope he is satisfied with that deal. Yeah, yeah. The land is kind of congregated on one side of the planet. I mean, is it actually a side? A sphere or spheroid does not really have sides. Am I overthinking this again? Feel free to tell me when I'm overthinking stuff. You think you would eat a pork chop if it accidentally fell on the floor? He would pounce on that. Alright, Razor. Have a nice rest of the evening. Stay safe. Maybe it had infinite sides. That's one way to think about it. Yeah, true, anything is worth overthinking it. If it wasn't, we wouldn't think about it. I've got to say though, I'm surprisingly okay with how the background looks. Even though I've not been working on it for that long. I might have to go in and do a bit more texture work, like this is technically sandstone, it is more of a layered thing. But yeah. Oh, I'm up to the last 2 chapters. God, such a satisfying end to Alfred. Ooh, yes. He had that one coming. I mean, to some degree, I understand his frustrations. He also probably thought he would get an annulment, be able to have another family again. I mean, he would still be a dick to anybody, to any kind of woman he would be with, but at least not to Aliena anymore. But, so to some degree, I can understand the frustration on his part, but yeah. I mean, I remember the moment I first read that Aliena thought of leaving Kingsbridge just so she could finally have a proper life again. I was like, oh, something big's gonna happen because she ain't gonna leave Kingsbridge for good. She and Jack are the OTP. I want to say, though, I think that's the last time Aliena got hurt. like actually hurt in any way, shape, or form. And Jack climbing up, thinking about where to land. Yeah. You know, when I read that part for the first time, I thought that might be foreshadowing, because in the mini-series for that book, the ending for Valorin is very different to what it is in the book. And so in the mini-series, Valorin is basically pulling some shit again, and the people are fed up with that shit, and they kind of chase him, and he goes through the cathedral to the roof of the cathedral, and then just tries to climb away as though he would actually be able to get away from the mob. And then he falls to his death. That's not what happened in the books, though. Not at all. So I'm going to lighten this one over here a bit more. Yes, sweetie. I know. I said something about only finishing the grass, right? Alright, gonna go on break. Just so the kitties are getting their treats. And so I can check if there's still noise outside. So, see you in 5-ish. So those weren't 5 minutes, but I've got treats here, and I'm sure y'all would appreciate seeing that too. Let me just go to the larger screen. Okay, there was just a paw from outside. But what I actually wanted to do, they just saw everything. There. There we go. 2 kitties. Going for treats. You want some? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Audrey. Let's try again. Also, yeah, this camera is not all that good for the big shots. Ha, let's see, can I get him to jump once more? No. Okay, you got that. So, I got 2 more little chicken and cheese treats. So. Come on, jump up high. No, he's not doing that. Okay, that landed on his nose first. So let me reposition this thing now. Hey B, yes you made it. This one is live. Very, very live. Just got back from break. And also, where did this truck come from? Ah, who cares? We'll overpaint it anyway. Yeah, I just got back from break and fed the kitties some treats. Pulses. You have more than one? Oh. Now I've got somebody sitting here who would very much like to say that those treats were not enough. Oh, let me unclamp the camera here. There. You have anything to say, mister? Okay. Whatever he had to say would not be in his favor, I guess. No. Come on, camera. You can do this. Ooh, nope. Nope, camera's unbalanced. There we go. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just try to get this camera back. Hi. Now you can see on the back side of my setup here. Nope, we need to go this way. Alright, so let's try to balance the camera again. Nope, more like this. Nope. Let's try more like this. Okay, I think we're in the clear. No, sweetie. There's nothing in that packaging anymore. That's where the treats were in. Come on, camera, focus. Chicken and cheese rolls. You know, B, I would be there to help you home when you're drunk. Don't worry about that. So, yeah. Technically, the original plan for today was just getting through this background, and somehow I managed to do that before break already. This was what we had at first. This is where we ended up. I don't like to drink, but sometimes I get really sleepy. See, I'm right there with you. I mean, I don't mind having something to drink once in a while, but also I'm just... If I don't have anything, that's not something that's going to bother me in any way, shape, or form. Lunch in Bohemia? Well, only if we have Privoslavec Spor, which is the kind of beer that makes your chance levels go up, like you get better at the dice game in the game. So now let's see if I can't get some proper water done. Painting a water surface is usually not fun. Okay, now this one did. My doctor said I need more exercise. I'm sure wandering the forest. It depends. Are you doing it IRL or just through polygon forests? I mean, I'm not sure if the game has any kind of VR not capabilities. Yeah, but I'm not sure if it would work with an VR headset. Then you could actually be going through forests, you know? But yeah, I'm judgy like that. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. Yeah, this looks kind of murky. KCD does have VR. Okay. See, I did not really know that because I do not own anything VR headset-wise. I've been thinking about it, but with thinking, it stayed. And now I need one. See, if the most affordable VR headsets weren't made by Meta, I might be thinking about it. But I think first I need like anything. Wait a moment. We're going to cut this and put it on a new layer just to be safe. You're talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance? I have no context for the game, but I was told by a tiny sympathetic kitten that it was Sophie's favorite game. Yes. It is my absolute favorite game. Let me see. Can I just open Steam right now? Yes. This is my playtime in this game. I'm quite sure I will get to at least 500 hours before I'm finished with my current playthrough. But also, look at this. When you're traveling in a group, you're getting a new icon on the map. This is the group I was traveling with. Yeah, okay, art. We're here for art, not to appreciate KCD. I mean, technically we are also here to appreciate KCD because this is a fan art for KCD2. Is it like Skyrim, maybe more based in realism? So here's the problem. I've never played Skyrim, so I can't really tell. It's a first-person game, so if you don't like first-person, it's gonna be difficult to get used to it. It is very much based in realism, but even then, game mechanics are still, not really realistic sometimes. Like, today I was looting, I want to say about 10 dead bandits, and was carrying around 1.5 tons, like actual tons, 1,500 kilograms, with me at a snail's pace to the next armor smith so I could sell it. I had a wonderful view of the forest the entire time, but yeah. Well, Skyrim is first person, so fine here. Okay, yeah, I have never played it, so yeah, and the combat is something to get used to. A lot of people say it is very difficult. I just think the moment you meet Bernard, you just have to train with him a lot so you can get counterattacks, and then everything's pretty much easy unless you are outnumbered. Yeah, he is very, very bad at fighting at first, but he is just a peasant. He is... Okay, this is kind of where opinions go away from each other, but technically he is like 18, 19, so... Okay, yeah, just a moment. We will need to do some merging here. Merge selected layers. Let me copy this and then undo the merge. Okay. He sucks at fighting, Henry. He sucks very hard at fighting. There is no magic. There are potions to some degree that help you increase strength, stamina, charisma, and all of that, but nothing so extraordinary. Generally speaking, I'm wondering how I should do this here. And trying to talk at the same time. Yeah, generally speaking, nothing actual magic. I mean, it is set in a real-life setting. It is Bohemia 1403. So, it is a real medieval game. And there was no actual magic there. However, there is a so-called witch's potion, which has some hallucinogenic shrooms in it. And, things go to town. Let me dig up the screenshots for that one. Steam. I need you. Let me dig up the screenshots. Oh yeah, and sometimes there is a horror. So I entered the monastery at some point and was just fast forwarding time for a while. When I got back to myself, I was inside somebody else. Not in the way... Okay, yeah, sometimes you see a lot of dead people. But yeah, you go to town with people who have gotten that potion. And then you can lockpick either the chicken's ass, the pig's ass, or the horse's ass. With actual lockpicks. There. I'm lockpicking the chicken's ass. And then I was on a different kind of trip for a while there. So yeah, this is Henry. But only after he's been to a barber and had a new haircut and a new facial hair plastered on. Not exactly a whole country. It's about... it's the Sasau and Ratai region. Let me pull up a map. Okay, let's do it this way. So. You have about... Let's see. Sasau there, Samopesh there, Franik, Ratai. And technically... Ujit's there, so this is about what you have. This part. Well, not these two. Yeah, actual place and time in history. And that is not all that big, considering the second game, for example, takes place for one somewhere up here. Where is it? There. See, I wasn't that far away. But yeah, the second game takes place around this part. And then also in Kutnahora. Which, wait, is back down there. There. All the way to Suchdol and... Where's... Oh, there's Malashov. Yeah, that part is done the second game. So yeah, it is a real place, real time. It starts with the razing of Skalitz, which was a town for mining silver. And things go wrong. 5 minutes starts meeting frenzy. Oh no. Stupid meetings. So let me duplicate this because I have an idea. History is known for everything turning out perfectly on time. I mean, it does kind of at the end of the second game. But Henry is going to get so damn tired before that ending. Like, towards the end of the second game, he just kind of sits down, sighs, and is just like... More than once. It happens more than once, so... He's getting tired. Poor boy. But Teresa, yeah. See, my thing with Teresa is I think Henry and Teresa are really, really good together. Especially if you also play her DLC, A Woman's Lot. No, A Woman's Lot. Which kind of shows her side of the story during the raising of Skalitz. And there's another quest line in that DLC with Johanka, who I don't think you've met yet, BP, but you will. Soon. And kind of showing her trying to help the person she loves and doing so in a very fanatic kind of way and turning the church against her. Yeah, BP started streaming KCD last week and he finished Star Trek Armada 2 and then I'm such a bad influence. He started KCD. I am the worst influence. Like, Jen is also playing it now. So, again, I'm the worst influence. So what I wanted to do here, let's try this with brightness contrast. Okay, now it looks like it's on fire. We do not want that. Okay. Let's try a curve. It looks a bit saturated, but I guess we can take some of the saturation away. And now I only want a lighter color. Huh. Yeah, I don't think that's working out the way I wanted it to. Lighter color. Let's try that a bit differently. Level corrections, perhaps? No, that's too light. I think we can kind of work with this one. So you got me to read like 20 books last year. For 50s, yes. Yes, I will voluntarily take the blame for that one. Reading is good. So, kind of put more. And then match with the one below. Let's see how this works out once I put a bit more of a water surfacey ripply texture on it. My mom used to tell me reading is fundamental. Fundamental indeed. I mean, we take reading for granted these days, or like being literate kind of for granted, even though there are still a lot of people who aren't literate. But you know, Henry had to seek out a scribe and bribe them to teach him to read. And even then, I'm just gonna say it as right now, Sir Hanush cannot read. Puts the fun in fundamental, yes. I mean, isn't she like one of the Bronte sisters, Emily Bronte? She is. VP cannot catch a rest. Because no, the Bronte sisters, they have a very peculiar way of writing. Personally, I can get behind Charlotte Bronte and her very positive message of somewhere out there is going to be a rich uncle who, when he dies, will give you all his money because he just doesn't know you but hates the rest of the family. Emily Bronte only has abuse in her stories, so. Or well, at least in Wuthering Heights. That's where she only has abuse. I didn't think she had another book. But I might be wrong. So drawing water, painting water is something I do not like. Yeah, that was way too much, way too soon. I should remind Regis again to bottom. Oh, BP, Saved by the Bell, eh? And she also introduced me to Mary Shelley and Jules Verne, so not all bad. See, I've not read Frankenstein yet. I need to get around to that one eventually, at some point. I also have not read anything by Jules Verne. I know a bit of it through pop culture osmosis, but... Sweeties? Oh, you are hugging! They're playing with each other and looking like they're hugging. That's what they allowed. Okay, yeah, we've got to stand off there. I'm not a well-read person. I have the type of ADHD where reading is hard, where I have to reread paragraphs several times to understand what's going on. Not the best comprehension, I guess. And quiet reading in school's pretty much ruined a lot of it for me. Yeah, I can imagine that. If you're not having fun while reading and you have to do it a lot, I imagine it's kind of going to ruin a lot of things about what makes what makes reading fun for me. Because, generally speaking, I want to enjoy myself. I want to have emotions in a safe way. As in, I do not want to be in the middle of a war zone, but I don't mind reading about people who are in the middle of a war zone. So I can do that from the comfort of my bed and experience those emotions. If we want to get into audiobooks though, just gotta find an activity to do it with. I like manga and comics though. Images filling the gaps of the description really helps. Yeah, I can see that happening for a lot of people. And also, given that you are also an artist, I guess there is a bit more of a visual approach for you anyway. So reading comics and manga seems kind of like an easy choice. So what I wanted to do the entire time here, putting that one horizontally, yes. I mean, there was a time, let me back up a bit for that. I used to be such an avid reader as a child. The school library was not safe for me. And I was very much like my mom in that regard. She also loves to read a lot, and so I definitely got that from her. And yeah, I read a lot as a kid. And in school, we do not have that kind of required reading like you do in the US. We have maybe 2 books a year that we are reading for German lessons. Later on, we may have had another one for English, and that was it in terms of required reading. And from what I know of the US, you have a lot more, like, actual lists of books. Where you have to read a lot of them. So there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to really ruin it for me. But at some point, I got a PC into my room, and then I started drawing a lot more, spending my evenings in front of the PC, just doing stuff. And I kind of lost reading for a while there, because my eyes were always just so tired by the time I actually went to bed, and honestly, being in front of the PC also made the evenings late a lot of the times, because I don't know if I actually have ADHD, but the whole time blindness and stuff, that was totally me. Once I'm into something, it's so difficult for me to gauge any kind of time I've spent in there. So that one I totally relate to. And yeah, so I kind of lost reading for a while there. And then I want to say I was just out of school. Yeah, I was just out of school. That I kind of felt like I wanted to read again. Like, I wanted to have these feelings of, like, these really heavy emotions. I wanted to have them again. I guess in some way reading is a drug. And I went to a bookstore on a work break. Actually found a book and got so immersed in it. I read through like 30 pages in the bookstore already. And that was a sign for me. I need to buy this book. So I eventually got the book. Well, not eventually, I got it then and there. And then tore through it within 2 days. Only to find out, whoops, it's just the first in a trilogy. So I pestered my mom that we could go to the bookstore so I could get the other 2 books. Well, it turned out they did have the second book, that was good. But the third book wasn't out yet. But it was going to come out a week later. So it was good timing. Yeah, but I still had to kind of get through that 1 week of not knowing how the story would progress. And I loved the characters so much. I actually reread the book a while back. And while I can still see what I saw in the book at the time, I do know now that the author can do better, because I read more of his books and they're good. They're really, really good. Like, one of the books, or one of his series, has been such a big influence on the way that I want to tell my my story, like Q's story. The thing is just, if I actually want to go out and query it with agents and stuff, which, you know, I first have to write it, I would need comp titles, as in titles that are kind of different to mine, that are adjacent to mine. And I cannot use his, because they're too old. Comp titles are supposed to be at most 2 years old, and that is so sad. Some books I got got hooked on by my parents were never fantasy sci-fi fans, so I had to find sources elsewhere, which were limited in the 90s and early 2000s, yeah. And 90s and early 2000s fantasy, for example, is usually the kind of epic fantasy. Like, we have so much more variety nowadays that is more character driven too, and has also a lot more strong leading ladies that just weren't around as much in any case during the 90s and early 2000s. So publishing has made big strides on that regard. So I really like to pay for women leads. Hey, that's good. Yeah, some books that I really loved recently were the Fallen Gods trilogy by Hannah Kaner. God Killer is the first one in that. She writes so wonderfully with her prose and her dialogue. The first book in particular is kind of like if Geralt and Ciri got to spend more time together, but it's two ladies. Like you have Kissen, who is the god killer, and she is such a fuck you person. And then there is, oh, what was her name? Inara, who is kind of bound to a god, and wants to be unbound from that god, but doesn't know how, so she goes to Kissen. And yeah, those two together are having such a big sister, little sister dynamic. And then they meet Ilagast, who is a former knight. He is wonderfully dramatized. He's gone through it. And he's going through way more shit during the trilogy, so yeah. But the way she writes it, I tore through the first two audiobooks within 3 days or so. I could not stop listening to them. And then recently the third book finally released, and it was so good. The ending, I loved it. It definitely worked so much for the books. And I'm going to keep an eye on Hannah Kaner and just see what else she's going to publish in the future. Then another series I liked were the Bloodsworn trilogy, which is more of a Norse-inspired fantasy world. Orca, one of the leading ladies, oh, she has so much rage in her. She is a badass, a retired warrior. And she's good, really good at killing. And you know, those are the kinds of people I would not want to meet IRL, but I'm fine with reading their adventures. The only thing that was a bit of a damper on the third book there, for me personally, was that towards the end, it felt a bit like a laundry list of this person had a dispute with this person, and now it's settled. Usually with the bad guy in that dispute being killed. So I think there could have been a bit more variety there. But generally I enjoyed the series a lot. So any other wonderful series I've read recently and finished? Because I always feel a bit bad recommending series that aren't finished yet, and then when they go sour, I feel bad for the people who got into them because of me. But yeah, I kind of got BP into the Sansi trilogy, which is a well, Arabian-inspired fantasy, very much 1001 Nights, and the second book in that trilogy is releasing in 11 days. BP and I are very much looking forward to that one. Because there was one point in the first book where the author did something to one of the characters, and I'm like, they didn't do it. They didn't just do that, did they? And I could not stop that audiobook anymore. We kind of have in K's server. Currently, VP is still reading The Pillars of the Earth, which I finished already. He is very close to the end though. And I do get the feeling he cannot wait for one of the characters to get proper justice. Well, technically all the characters. For some, justice just looks a bit different. So yeah, I definitely got BP back into reading, which is good. Sometimes you just need to gush about books so much that people are getting curious. That's better for size. But yeah, I love reading. Sometimes I feel just not in the mood for it. Like currently, I'm also reading the final book in the Burning Kingdom series, and it's dragging a bit at the moment, so I'm not reading a whole lot. And with that book, I feel the character work is so well done. I love reading the characters, their interactions. And I'm so rooting for one couple in the book. But I'm having a bit of a problem with spatial orientation in that book. Like the author describes something and I have no idea how to picture it sometimes. And I'm not sure if that is just because it is inspired more by Indian folklore and history and all of that, and I've never been to India and I've never paid that much attention to it, so there might just be a deficit from my part. But also they were traveling through a particular forest and I couldn't really picture the forest all that much. So yeah, that is basically the kind of problem I have with the book, which is not a big one in that regard. Like it could be worse. There could be characters that are not good, and are excused by the narrative, which unfortunately happens still a lot. Yeah, get to the good stuff. Right, yeah, maybe I'll just pick the book back up during after stream, not during stream. Yeah. Once I'm done with that book, I do need to get to a book club book because a couple of other friends and I also sort of started a book club, And I'm not really looking forward to that book. It is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. And the last book by Mark Lawrence that I tried, I got so bored with it. Like, the last book I tried was Red Sister, because a lot of people really praised the trilogy with it. And I couldn't get into it. Like, it really started well. The first sentence in that book was such a hook. Was something akin to, if you want to kill a nun, you should bring sufficiently many people to do the job. Kind of implying that those nuns are badass. And then we jumped back in time. And then it was basically nun school. And I do not do well with school settings and books. I don't know what it is. I find them so boring, so repetitive. Like, give me characters who are good at what they are doing and let them develop more in an emotional way. Narrative casualty is God mode, yeah. So. And this is where I really like Alexei Perov's books. Like, all his main characters are good at what they're doing. They've been doing this for years. They do know the ropes of their jobs or pastimes. Sometimes they're self-employed as thieves, so yeah. So I like to read more about that kind of stuff and then just have them solve a world-ending problem. I can live with that. It can be a big problem, it can be a tiny-ish problem, but I do not want to read about schools. That was also the thing that I was so over with when it comes to Harry Potter. Like, I personally never liked the books all that much. And I don't know if that is because I've just been sort of well-read for my age, because I tore through the library a lot. And I don't know, I've read better than Harry Potter before I even got to Harry Potter. Before I even knew Harry Potter was a thing. Let's put it that way. And a lot of people my age were just like, oh, Harry Potter, it's like, you know, we kind of grew up with him. He was always the same age as me in the books when they were released. And I mean, that's fine for people. But the series already had a pretty bad start for me because we did have a cat named Harry. And people always assumed it was due to Harry Potter, but it was due to Harry Kim, ensign on the USS Voyager, Star Trek. We were that kind of nerd family. Hi, vid, or wait, no sound. So, in that regard, the series already had a bad start for me. And by the time I then also finally read them, I don't know, the fifth book, like Order of the Phoenix, to me only felt like J.K. Rowling had to prove that she can write more than 1,000 pages in a book. That book was so damn boring. I fell asleep while reading that one so many times. And after that, I basically just read the remainder of the books just so I could get some closure with the series. And yeah, I haven't touched them since. My copies aren't here anymore anyway, so yeah. And then the fact that J.K. Rowling turned out to be such a bad person. Very horrible person. that definitely didn't help with the rereadability of the books for me. And I mean, I'm pretty sure not all the authors I'm reading are good people to their core. Everybody has their faults, but as far as I'm aware, none of the other people I'm reading books from are such horrible bigots. And if they were, I would not continue reading from them, because why should I? Why should I care about a person that has such bad and phobic views of the world and of humanity? I want to believe in the best in humanity, and humanity is not making it easy. But I kind of want to. And for that, I feel we cannot other people. I didn't like Harry Potter when I first read the first 3 books back in the day, but the reason Harry Potter was so popular with kids like me is growing up in poor childhoods and wishing to be whisked away on your own adventure to a place where you might be loved and wanted. Yeah, I can see that as a really good draw hook for people who don't have that. And that makes it all the more sadder, because I personally feel, especially trans kids, do kind of have that a lot. Like that fear that parents might not love them anymore if they come out to them. It might have happened to them that they were outed or outed themselves, and then their parents turned their backs on them. And then you have this shit pile of a person be transphobic after potentially giving those kids some kind of hope. And that is, I don't know, it's like sticking in a knife, twisting it a couple of times, pulling it out and sticking it back in. Just for good measure. Didn't even finish the 6th book because I was just bored of the series at that point and never watched past like the 4th movie, I think. Wasn't a fan, but I was neutral about the series, yeah. I mean, I did read all the books, I watched all the movies, and personally, I think if that first movie hadn't been restructured the way it was to make the entire story more palatable and, you know, more structured, basically, as well. I think that the series wouldn't have gotten that big, because that movie did a lot to make the story easier to follow and to understand, and more compelling to follow as well. What I also find kind of fun, a coworker of mine is still pretty much a mega fan of Harry Potter, and he likes to say that you have to make a drinking game out of Harry casting spells in the first book, not book, movie, because he does not cast any spell in the first movie at all. For somebody who was kind of lived it out of a bad family situation, to be in a magical place, he sure does not do a lot of magic. I made a point that Harry never acts like a victim of trauma, and he nailed it on the head there. My biggest takeaway is that a chosen one setups are dumb and weak. Yeah. True, he does never act like somebody who had trauma. Mo? Oh my god. You wanna come up and say hi to the internet? No coming up, okay. Just wanted a pet. Oh, camera, I'm still here. Okay. Like he was forced to fight and do things rather than really wanting to, yeah. Yeah, there was never really any kind of motivation just for him in particular. And also just looking at Hermione, for example, like a lot of the things she did in the books were kind of struck from the script for the movies, but she has a lot more drive and intrinsic motivation. Like she really wants to do something there. Although on the other hand, I always kind of felt weird that like these kids are basically whisked away to a wizard school after like 4th grade, like elementary school basically. And for both Harry and for Hermione, they were at human schools before, so they learned writing, basic math, and some other stuff before. Did actual wizard kids get that too? Also, let me turn on the light a bit. Because nothing is important to them and they will fight and sacrifice anything to protect it. No predestined fate. Yeah, Harry was very much a blank slate. And not just a blank slate, a very blonde slate too. And yeah, Neville, I think, would have made a much better main character, because he definitely had stuff to go through. So, I need to try another brush here. Let's try. Ah, no, you're too tall. And too cartoony. Don't think this one will actually look through here. Don't need boring and uninteresting so that anyone can see themselves filling their shoes, yeah. And I'm really, really trying to avoid that with Q, to be honest. Because, in the first couple of drafts I had on my own story, it was very much like Q was so passive the entire time. It wasn't even fun anymore. And, I think my problem is mostly that Q has been around with me for so long that I'm never quite sure what is her and or where does she begin or end, and where do I begin and end. And yeah, that one is clear. There. With her outfit lineup. So that was a problem I faced pretty early on. I'm not quite sure yet if I've properly tackled it, but time will tell. I think she got a lot more active now, and has a proper conflict that is very much divorced from my life conflict. Yes, I really love the color hair streaks. Those were a genius stroke in my design here. At first, she had like completely whitish hair, like very, very light blue, basically white. And then at some point, I was just like, I'm not sure if I'm feeling the white hair. And and tried something with a bit more darker tones, and I was like, okay, I like the dark hair, but still kind of missing the white, so I'm having like best of both worlds now. Hi Ami, how you doing? And thank you. Really, really trying my best not to go overboard with stuff, but also not use like the short way out. I think my early story stuff was the opposite. My main girl was all over the place and had too much going on, not a lot of logic in her actions. Anything to get attention on her. I mean, she might have had ADHD, you know? So what are you doing this wonderful evening? Or for you, I think it's still like middle of the day, Ami. Def has autism. I now give it out conclusion. See? Okay, no. This one needs a redo. There you go. Gonna be some... Oh, I have no idea what they're called in English just about now. Yep, no, the name escapes me. What are these floaty things called? Lily pads, yes, lily pads. See, in German they are Seerose, like Lake Rose. So yeah. different kind of plant here. But yeah, lily pads, that was the word I was looking for. Just finished lunch, so gonna be working on things myself shortly. Oh, got anything well planned today? I've been seeing the your character here commissions you've been posting on Blue Sky Army. They're looking really, really good. Money is a bit tight this month because my car is very expensive this month. But that goes for every April, so it's not an emergency or something, just usual maintenance. Otherwise, I might have also gotten some of those your character here commissions, but I'm sure you will have more in the future. So, just gonna be waiting on those. May will be looking up again with money. So let me catch up on chat again. Not talking about the other looks amazing, thank you. I so struggle with painting water. But I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. Because water is so changeable. But that is kind of the point of water, I guess. Have a moment to dive into the background. You crit that makes some amazing pieces there. I honestly, I've always kind of drawn backgrounds, but I only really learned to properly place characters and stuff in a scene with my comic. It had to be fast sometimes, like some very loose backgrounds, but they were still backgrounds. With my comic, I also made it a priority to say that not every panel, but 99% of panels have proper backgrounds. And even if those are backgrounds, just copy-pasted from elsewhere. So, yeah. I mentioned it before, I do have a complicated relationship with my comic. With my finished comic. Oops. say it that way, but I am grateful for the things that taught me over time. What's the matter, Anna? Okay. No. And coming into view too? No? No? You're camera shy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Most days. Most days you're a good boy. So let me see if I can't use the entire Whoop, nope. You're having accidents again. Gravity is not your friend. There's Arno. So, let's see. Camera. Whoop, nope. Okay, camera is staying where it is. Let me make this one a bit. That's bright. There we go. Yeah, he's a pretty baby. So, where was I? Hearing cat. Yeah, that was a cat. Stepping stone to where you are now. Yeah, I have a complicated relationship with that comic. On the one hand, I burned out on it so much that I didn't do any storytelling for over a year after that. And I was also a bit disappointed in not being able to reach an audience with it. So that was also eating away at me. And still colors my view of the comic a lot. Got him back. Did you make my brush very, very big? Hmm? Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay, he wants to be with mommy. He's such a mommy's boy. So, I guess that means we are having a kitten break now. Let's see if I can't turn a bit so you can actually see his face. There we go. Hi Jen, how you doing? See, Arno just knew that Jen was about to come on, and he wanted to be there to greet her. Yes. I think this particular comic for me is having little to no audience. It's entirely fine by me, yeah. And I wish I could be like that. Oh. There you go. Yes. Yes, you said hello to Jane now. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now he's sitting here. He wants to be... Yeah, you want pets. Yeah, I know, you want pets, but also not the wrong pets. Because then he's getting pissy. Even more so, he would prefer to get treats. Okay. And now? What are you doing now? Hmm? Pretty boy. Oh, you're not giving me the look. He's giving me a look that is like, Mommy, I know you love me. And now I have cat hair everywhere. Hmm. Shedding season, eh? It's shedding season. I know you want attention. Do you want attention on the camera? So people don't think I'm going crazy talking to myself here. Oh yeah, I said the magic word with treats. I mean, there is a treat command, even working on YouTube, because that goes through my chat bot. Ah! Now I've become the treat. He was just nibbling at me. There, I'll take my mouse elsewhere. Whoever does that? Yeah, I have to admit, I only got cats, so I could talk to myself and not feel weird. Yeah, no. I love my cats. You were there before my obsession of talking to myself, eh? Ah, yeah. Are you upset with me because those were not the right pets? Yeah. You want to talk. So, I still have cat hair everywhere. Up my nose and in my mouth. You see, if I were to insult him, he might eat me during the night. On the other hand, I call him fat a lot. Because that's what the vet said last time we were there. It's been a while since we were there. But I think the point still stands. And with it's been a while, I mean the next checkup is in September, so I'm not neglecting him, even if he says I do. Okay, nope, that was the wrong there. Maybe let's do it this way. So we can have some more reflection, so it doesn't just look pasted on. And also nobody will see those, but I will know they're there. Right, pocket Sophie. Go back to my cage. I'm in Jen's pocket. I'm in Jen's pocket. More cat hair. Oh no, why are you shedding so much? You do not have much of a winter fur to get rid of. Like, those two are like, just house cats. They are just inside. They don't get that whole really, really fluffy winter coat that outdoor cats would have. So I'm not sure why he's shedding so much. So, let's see how we can play with some lighting already to test. This is not going to be the final lighting. but just see how it behaves. Might have to try not to get too light over there, so you can still have some light and shadow there. But I think, yeah, that would work for test lighting. So let's see. We can first up probably zoom. That's where I zoom. Let's make this one a little more like this. Yes, we just amputated a poor dog's tail. Come visit my pocket, I got. Okay, that free range pudding. No snacks. Listen, if they do not want money for snacks or can't take money for snacks, basically the same, you should get them for free. So, and let me copy this layer here. Pull that one up, up. And then we shall be doing a quickie over there. So, here's the thing about Mutt. Mutt being this dog. When I did those painting passes in Procreate, he did not look this holy. He did not have so many holes. And I'm not sure why he has them. Well, I can understand why he has them here, because I have another layer in between, but why does he have all these holes here? I do not understand why. He did not have them in Procreate. And the moment you put a brush down, you basically alter the pixel information. So the pixel information should be the same across the board. The only difference you might have is how the color of that pixel represents in terms of CMYK and RGB. But even that will not poke so many holes in your dog. Hey gigs. What you cooking? So yeah, I'm a bit confused why Mutt has so many holes. So let's fix him. Make him whole again. Oh, by the way, we now have an Elise right over there. Right over there. Where Arno was before. Right, Elise is a quiet girl, it appears. Hmm? Oh, now she started purring. But yeah, I'm having beef with Procreate anyway, so I can just add that to the list. I'm feeling like I got duped by the Apple people who just never had a properly functioning drawing program before. Okay, pocket time, alright. I would wish you a lot of fun while working, but I know fun while working is an oxymoron, so I hope work time goes by quickly. So, slimming down the tail a bit. And yeah, my problem with Procreate is mostly brush organization. The brush library in Procreate is atrocious. I've been wanting to get more brushes just to have a couple more options, but I can't really organize them properly, so I'm feeling like if I get them, I'm probably not gonna use them a lot because I don't know where to look for them. And then, sweetie, what are you doing out there? Just a moment. Sweetie, what are you doing? Yeah, okay. Yes, yes. You wanna come up? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Okay, if you're not doing anything wrong, that's fine. So, he probably just wanted me to get away from the PC so I can pay attention to him. Cats. So, where was I? Oh yeah, complaining about Procreate. So, when I got it, I also saw that there had been an announcement that they would push a new update by the end of 2024. And then they pushed the update to early 2025. It still has not happened. We are now in the second quarter of 2025. And no word yet from the company that makes Procreate, don't ask me what they're called, on the update. And the update was supposed to make brush organization easier. Because, again, right now, brush organization in Procreate is atrocious. I do not feel like I want to add more brushes because it is chaotic. And also you cannot delete the default brushes, which I do not like. Yeah, let's just hide that for a while there. And not being able to hide default brushes or delete them, deleting them would be better, but if I could at least hide them, I would be fine. And then the entire thing of moving brushes from one folder to another is not fun. Very much a frustrating experience. So, my guess is that the people that really hyped Procreate in the beginning were people that have not used a proper art tool on a PC yet, because they do not really know what's really good. I didn't know. Yeah, you cannot delete the default brushes. You can make copies of them to alter them with presets and stuff that you want, and you can delete those, but not the original default brush. And I would like to delete so many of them because I do not foresee myself using a vast majority of them. So yeah, and as somebody who learned digital art in GIMP, then moved to a high C's version of Photoshop CS3 until I got a legal copy of CS6. I value being able to use brushes the way I want them to and organize them, and being able to delete or add new or just, you know, do stuff with them. Yeah, I learned digital art on GIMP because at the time it was the closest you could get to Photoshop and still have it for free. But eventually I got a high C's copy of Photoshop CS3, which I used for a while. And then, while I was at university, I got a legal copy of CS6 with the student discount, which made the 1,000 euro price tag shrink down to 360 euros. Found some free ones and installed them, and felt a bit cumbersome. It's not a bad program at all, like you said, but it feels plain in comparison to desktop. Yeah. Like, I do enjoy sketching in Procreate, but also I started this painting in Procreate and I was just fiddling with it so much because none of the brushes really felt like something I wanted to use here. So I guess I could have gotten some custom brushes and stuff. But again, installing them, having everything organized is not fun. So I've been waiting for that update and it still hasn't happened. There has not been any news on the update from the Procreate dev team. Words, I can use them, I know what they are. Sometimes. So yeah. Started out on a program called Yask. It was much better. Hey, I've used Yask. Yeah, let me tell you something that I think that Sai does really, really well. I think I also talked about that in the last stream, but when you change brush sizes in Clip Studio, and I think it was the same in Photoshop as well, you have like the smaller sizes that are taking up so much space here, and then the larger sizes where you're really going in like, no, do I take this pixel or this pixel? And you have such massive jumps in size. With Sai, I really like that you have 3 scales. One from, I think, 0.1 to 1, then the other from 1 to 10, and then 10 to 100, something like that. And I really like those scales because you can get so much more precise with your brush size. And I can't do that as well in Clip Studio. I'm gonna use PS for college. Wait, no, I'm too far down. Hoping Clip will be the last. Yeah, I also hope that Clip Studio will be like the last-ish. And I mean, I don't mind their policy with saying, hey, we've got a new version of the program out. If you want to upgrade, you can for a lower price than buying the new one new. But you could, if you wanted to, also use a subscription. So I like the whole thing of having perpetual licenses that you can own and use for as long as your PC supports them. But also having the option of a subscription. If you don't want to use the subscription, You don't have to. And that is something that I like about the model. Yeah, and it's like that too. It's technically on mobile, so it will be less, and it works well for what it does. I've certainly used way worse apps. Yeah, I also used worse apps so far, that's true. Just what I use now. I also use Procreate from time to time. I love it for sketching, but I find it too annoying to use to do any polish stuff. Yeah, I also let me see. Do I still have that in the quick? Yeah, I do. Like I made a sticker for last month's Mail Club, and let me hide this folder. This was the Clip Studio, not the Clip Studio, the Procreate line art, and I don't know. I'm not used enough yet to the Apple Pencil and how it works, the haptics of it, but I do not like this line art at all. For a sketch, it could work, and that's what I ultimately used it for when I made my other outlines in... Oops. Yeah, okay, we are just going to have this halo around it now. But yeah, when I used a proper inking brush in Clip Studio. And I like those inks so much more. They feel so much more precise and controlled. So yeah. That's the animation after this. The mini animated life journal avatars. I never had a life journal. I completely skipped that phase. Sai is an amazing program. I bought Sai 2 for 50, even though I don't use it anymore. But their brush texture setup using bump maps was really fun and inventive. I still like inking in Sai a lot, actually. It feels, in my opinion, like they have the best version of a stabilizer for inking. The stabilizer in Clip Studio is really good, but I don't think it is as good as Sai's. Version upgrade is fine the moment they make it all sub-based, like Adobe is when we enter in the end times, yes. And if you ever used Krita? No, I've never used Krita. I probably should at some point because I've been like recommending it to people if they do not want to pay for anything, because I hear good things about them, but I probably should try it at some point. I've been wanting to try Nomad. It's only $20, which is amazing for a sculpting program. Oh, that sounds good. It's cool in concept. My lord, is complex. And I'm stuck to CSP. I'd rather not have totally relearn another program. That is totally fair, Jen. Not having to relearn something else. But yeah, this one was a sticker for last month's Mail Club. There was another one too, which I still saw in here. Because little Aira is in there too. Still really cute out. I struggle of not liking brushes, yeah, I'm too dirty. And then, still got the account even if I don't use it anymore. Life journal, yeah, was a fair one too. Size watercolor brush is butter in my thing to render with. Oh yes, the watercolor brush is chef's kiss. Without a doubt, one of the best brushes ever, and I used it so much in my comic work. I got a brush here that is supposed to emulate that in CSP. It's not as good. It's not even by a long shot. It doesn't hold a candle to it. And to use a new program, I know how to handle CSP and I'm very comfortable with it, so that's why I will personally stay. Yeah, that's also fair. But yeah, not Procreate, Clip Studio is massive. Like the fact that it has painting capabilities, it has some specific tools that are just for comics, like the panel tool and all of that. I mean, word balloons, I guess you could have in illustrations as well if you wanted to. But then also the whole animation part of it. Then the whole webtoons capability, although I hate webtoons. Like the platform and what they're doing to comics, but yeah, it is a lot. And I also remember first opening Clip Studio and there just being all the windows. It was like a club to my head and I was out for the day. What I wish Clip Studio could do more or better with is mostly the text tool. I think that one is a bit lacking. I'm not sure how it is in newer versions of Clip Studio. I'm working with CSP2 here. Yeah, it is CSP2. Yeah, CSP used to be Manga Studio. They renamed it to make it less comic-y and more open to entirely new art fields. Make the free trial at some point. Anyway, 6 douchebags looking it up. But fun's always iffy. See, I've never tried Rebel. I've seen it around a bit. But I haven't paid much attention to it. More often than not, I personally think that if I wanted to achieve something with traditional art, I would get the traditional art. But that is also very much a privileged standpoint, because I have space and money to actually get some setups that others don't. Since they offered an AI Oh god. Did Humble really offer AI art? That's so sad. Like, you do not have to pay for AI art. It doesn't have copyright. You can just take it if you are so inclined to like it. BP and Humble. Ho, ho, ho. BP, which world are you on right now? Just checking to see if there is enough oxygen in the air. If there even is an oxygen-nitrogen atmosphere on that world. Hello, Arno? You want to disrupt stream once more? Yes, okay. Let me just put the mouse elsewhere. Okay, you come in here. He's here. Got his tail tip. Well, all I can give you, Jen, is an Arno head right here. You want to turn around? Oof. Let's lift this kitty a bit. I want to be with mommy now. You got a cat picked out already, or just dreaming of having one again? But yeah, the cat hair is real. Ooh, sweetie, that's your claw in my skin, thank you. Just a permanent reminder of you, yes. You're such a baby. I said I've done a few bundles with generative AI in some way, like for one for writing, like, ugh. Why? I find it so sad that we're trying to replace the one thing that makes humanity special, the ability to create something, and try to make it soulless and not made by people anymore. And then we're doing it badly too. So he's trying to crawl into my armpit. Yeah, I want AI to do my laundry, the dishes, that kind of stuff. So I can do the things that I enjoy. And yeah, too many people want to be lazy. I don't know. Like for me, I do like seeing finished pieces, sure, but the whole act of painting something, of drawing something, of writing something, while sometimes frustrating, is something I enjoy. I don't want that to be done differently. Sweetie, you do not need to bite me. I know they love bites, but you do not need to bite me. Yeah. Let me see if I can safely lower the camera. Look at him trying to crawl into my armpit. He's a true baby right now. No, no biting. Yes, he loves me. I mean, art can be a very cheap hobby too. Like, get some printer paper, a pencil, and you can get started on it. Like, there is not much of an entry cost there. Even with digital art, like, you have free programs like Krita, Fire Alpaca. I mean, sure, a tablet costs a bit of money, but you can get those that sit in front of your PC and you have a disconnect. But yeah. I mean, for me personally, what really frustrates me with AI is like ChatGPT, and the fact that students are using it for their schoolwork is mostly that schoolwork, while tedious, yes, and sometimes not all that interesting, is supposed to teach you how to research something, assemble facts, and bring them into a coherent structure. It's not always just about what those facts are. It's more about, you know, gathering them and making something with them. And they're letting AI do that, and that's just so sad, because it will just mean that our society will dumb down even more. You need people to work in the minds that the computers make all the pretty things. I mean, we can give the computers hands, then they can work in the minds too. To be honest, the growth of developing a skill and never being satisfied with anything, I might be torture sure, but it's also part of the fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah, if I didn't enjoy drawing to at least some degree, I would just stop, you know? And I've had phases in my life where I'm like, I do not want to draw anymore. I'm done with this. And yet here I am. I came crawling back. Because for me it's a form of expression. That's just how I filter the world for myself. How I make sense of what I'm seeing, experiencing. So yeah, if I didn't want to anymore, I couldn't stop. It's like a drug, I'm sorry. But hey, no machine can ever get this whole feeling of being drugged with art. It's supposed to suffer with the rest of us. I used to draw on notebook paper with a number 2 pencil by candlelight and loved it. Yeah, same. All my early art was just on printer paper with a pencil, sometimes a fine liner. Also, the victim of AI is everything sent through AI detection now, and everything is getting detected as AI. Yeah. Years of hating everything until you start hating it less. But still very much hating it, yes. And I mean, I gave my computer mouse on the side because I saved it from Arno. I do have some really, really old artwork on my computer. It's labeled old several times. Look at this. This was just printer paper and a pencil. Look at this really, really old art. God. This is from 2006. Almost 20 years ago. Shit, I'm old. Yeah, anime ruined me too. Look, this was a wolf. This is how I drew wolves almost 20 years ago. Whoops. This is how I draw dogs nowadays. But yeah, I do have some really, really old art on this computer. I could go on an old art tour one of these days.
From facts.net, our tours can be found worldwide. From the
Computer?
bustling streets of New York City to the serene landscapes
Computer?
of Tuscany.
Stop. Okay, Alexa was listening. Watch on the other end and we can trap it. 20 years ago I was speaking on how to play Halo. Remind me next stream to show old art. I will, Jen. And we have BP and B here to also remind you that you need to show old art. So you better prepare it. When you get home, first thing you do is pull out the old art. I mean, there was even older art, technically, but some of it I actually threw away at some point. When I was very, very much younger. And now I regret that. So whatever anybody says, do not throw away your art on purpose. My old games I made back in the day. Oh, that's sad. But yeah, do not throw out old things on purpose. They all had a use in bringing you to where you are now. I think that needs to be appreciated. And hey, if I'm ever becoming famous and people want to see my origins, well, only after I'm dead though, because that will be in a museum. I will not show everything just like that. But you know, when it is in a museum, then you can see just all the bad things I've drawn. And all the Wolfaboo art I did. Oh, so many Wolfaboos. Hey Geeks, hope the dinner was good. It's going well for me. I got a lot further with this piece than I thought I would today. But also I've been trying to make progress with it while I was in Procreate, which is another drawing program. And I would not continue to move forward at any kind of pace. So I decided to just pull it over to Clip Studio, where I'm now, and look at me making progress on this piece. Who would have thought? See, Jen, you were smarter than the rest of us. You made more traditional art. So you still have that. Although, what you've seen from my scans there, that was traditional art. I think I also have the original still. It should be over there. Now to reconstruct Mud's face, and also this part over here. Poor doggo. Got bitten to holes. I don't know, maybe there are moths on my iPad. That is a distinct possibility. Digital art era is pretty recent. Yeah, I latched onto digital art the moment I first saw somebody do it. Or well, not technically do it. I used to spend a lot of time on a German website called Animex. I'm still there sometimes. And it was more focused on anime, less on animal art. So I kind of drifted away from it for a while there. And there was a tutorial there for using GIMP. And it was in the most roundabout way you could use any digital art program. It was basically you have a line art on top, and then for every color you're using, you're making a new layer. Roughly color everything in, make sure to go over the lines, and then you apply masks to every layer and then erase with the masks. So it was a bit roundabout with that tutorial, but I did art like that for a while. And then, yeah, that is how I learned how to do digital art with GIMP. And I latched onto that. I did a lot of artwork that way with just a computer mouse. Well, and shortcuts on the keyboard. But I did so much art with a computer mouse at the time. And then I got very frustrated when there was a jitter in the mouse. And then one day I had saved quite a bit of my pocket money and also lunch money. Yes, I kind of sort of starved myself for a week there, so I could save my lunch money. I mean, painting always had pain in it, didn't it? So I could ask my mom to order a Wacom bamboo tablet for me. And then I had that. And then there was no going back. And then I drowned the stylus for my Wacom bamboo in a beer bottle. So yeah, that happened as well. But yeah, that goes to show you can make artwork with a computer mouse. If you want to. You do not need fancy equipment. Fancy equipment in this case makes it a lot easier, granted. But you can do it with a computer mouse if you want to. If you really want to create. And not just get recognition for creating. A pixel artist who does all his monstrosities with a mouse. Oh boy. Am I going to send any fan art to any of the actors? Gex, you know I'm shy about that. I do plan on going to the Ratai event this year. So maybe I can get over my shyness and see who's there and get them to sign some stuff. And if not, I might have to send it out via snail mail. And cleaning 2 years ago, like it's lovely stream days. Thank you, and have fun cleaning. Or well, as much fun as one can have while cleaning. I hope it goes by fast. Send it to me on budget. I mean, that is definitely an option. But you know, the moment I would see a signed piece in my mailbox outside, I would probably faint. I'm not prone to fainting. I've only fainted once in my life, and that was from heat and sun exposure. So there were reasons, but I would probably faint. Sweetie, are you redecorating outside? Oh, now he's quiet. Cleaning is the bane of my existence, so of course I'm gonna have a heel clicking good time. Oh, wonderful. You know, that's something that AI could do for us. Clean. I mean, generally there's still the energy consumption for AI to consider, but, you know, it could be cleaning. It's only April and I'm already slapping on Factor 50. Ah, shit. Sorry about that. There was a fly here. There still is a fly here. I missed it. Okay, we've got mud. We've got a background which looks a little bit ugly right now. I'm sorry. There we go. Now it looks pretty again. And we've got water there. And it is getting on to 9. Oh boy. I talked the time away. So, next week. Alright, Ami, have a good rest of your day. Hope you're having a good work with your art. Yeah, I'm also ending stream right now. It's getting late here. We're already at 8:40 p.m. Where has time gone? But yeah, next week. Next week we will be. Let me just duplicate this for a second here and use that up here. So that was the sketch we started out with today. And next week we will definitely tackle the trees and the rest of the background. Maybe we will have time to also color in or probably paint Pebbles and Henry. If not, that will be the week after that. So, but yeah, we got pretty far. And also there's a rabbit here. I don't know if that was visible before. So yeah, let me pop you all over to ending. So that anybody knows, or anybody that might be coming in still knows that we are about to go. So, yeah. It was a really fun stream. We got a lot further than I thought, as I said. So yeah, thank you for joining me in this very productive stream, and I'll see you again next week. There will be a new video on the channel on Monday. I just need to finish editing it. I started that, but didn't finish yet. So yeah. Oh no, it's not something you said. It's just I've been at this for almost 4 hours. And I really, really need to get the kitties to bed because they are getting wild. And they need me to go to bed too, so they calm down. It's fun. Really, really fun. So yeah, see you next week. We will be tackling trees and foreground, maybe Pebbles and Henry, if we get around to it. So, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.